Literally just peacefully allowing people into the Capitol.
What we know
or
is
shooting
that
into peaceful crowds.
850 people have been convicted of crimes.
But the reality is many of them were convicted before that information was released. Because
I think that for another moment that I want to play for our viewers where you went full conspiracy theory and endorsing a lot of conspiracy theories. I want you to listen.
If you want somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on this stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11? That the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform? That the 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech?
Let's just take two of those. Let's start with January 6th.
Sure.
There is no evidence that it is an inside job. It was a fringe conspiracy theory that the Trump-appointed FBI director, Christopher Wray, has said explicitly over and over is just not true.
So now, before Vivek answers this, I just want to say one thing. She's about to expose herself. One thing I would love for these reporters and these people who represent mainstream media to do is to try and be a little more honest with how they present their sides, right? So what you're going to see is she just now said, look, based off of the information that's come out from my side, what I've seen, they've already said that it's not true what you're saying, right? I'll give her a pass for that because y'all know that it's a bunch of information that shows the other side of it that, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to mention it because some of these platforms don't like for you to talk too much about it. And that's, you know what? No, I am going to, God dang, I'm going to mention it. There's just as much evidence out there that it was stolen and that it was a flagrant situation than there is it being fair and square, okay? But that's not the part I want y'all to see something. What she's about to do is completely disregard the great points that he's about to make. He's about to really kick her ass. And this is actually why Vivek Ramaswamy posted it. Now, David Harris Jr. posted it on IG.
So let me, I appreciate the opportunity to address it. I was an anti-woke crusader leaving the business world, and if you had asked me 3 years ago, is there some chance January 6th is an inside job, I would have said that was crazy talk. I would say looking at the facts of the video footage that have come out, Dana, it is shocking that you still haven't gotten a clear answer of how many federal agents were in the field that day. Mm-hmm. Look at now the video footage of actually throwing explosives and rubber bullets into what was a peaceful crowd, then releasing to the public what came in response to that. But now look at the video footage that was released, and I'm glad we're talking about it because viewers deserve to look at that footage.
Now, he's mentioning all of this new footage that's coming out, and I want y'all to notice that she is not even going to acknowledge it.
Capitol Police literally letting people in who were then now prosecuted, some of whom have gone on to commit suicide because of what the government's doing. That is a case of entrapment, and I think the government has not been transparent about this, which is why I then brought up another case where the government, now 20 years later, with declassified documents, tells us that they lied to us at the time.
Watch this.
And so I do think we have a government that's consistently lied to its people.
But an inside job suggests that everybody who attacked the Capitol was part of that.
I didn't say that, but I was saying that there's entrapment going on. There's entrapment going on, and this looks like a case of entrapment. And if you look at even over the last day.
What do you mean by entrapment?
Entrapment means that the police goaded people to do something otherwise than they otherwise wouldn't have done, and then they arrest them for actually doing it.
And you don't think it was actually the former president who was trying to get people?
Well, I think that was the media narrative. Now look at actually a hard case.
We heard him with our own ears. I'm going to ask you about a case
and see what you think about this, right? You guys said this for a long time about the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot. Suddenly gone silent after it comes out at trial that absolutely that was a case of entrapment, which is why 2 of those people were acquitted. So I'm saying this as somebody who, on the other side of this, as a biotech CEO, somebody who was even anti-woke, but if I was looking at this, I would have said a lot of this is crazy talk. But if you actually get into the details, I think it is startling how much the government has systematically lied. And I think it's both parties over the course of the last 25 years.
But on the
left used to be better at pointing this out and being skeptical of the government, but now it's the right.
Which is the most aggressive, offensive attack on the U.S. Capitol and on democracy itself that we have seen in our lifetime and in many, many lifetimes, to say without evidence that it was an inside job.
I'm not saying it without
dangerous.
evidence. I think that what we're seeing now is the video footage that's come out. I was in a different place before a lot of that evidence came out, but you have to respond to the evidence. What is your response, or what is anybody else in CNN's response to the video footage that was released of Capitol Police?
Now, this is a fair question. This is an extremely fair question. She gets to ask him questions, right? All he is throwing back at her is, okay, I understand why you think it ludicrous that it was an inside job. I get it. You guys aren't even supposed to believe it. All the information that you receive show that it was crazy Trumpers. It was crazy MAGA Trumpers, MAGA people that did it, all right? Now that all of this new footage has come out, how do you look at it? Like, has this changed the way you look at it now? Have you seen the new footage? Based off of the new footage, it shows this, and this. Now, it's her turn to acknowledge what he's saying and then speak on what he's talking about. There is new footage out there. She can't deny it. And if she wants to see it, he can show her right then and there. I'm sure she knows. But because she works for CNN, she is not supposed to promote that new footage, because the new footage will make her look foolish. Well, make her look even more foolish than she currently does. But watch this.
Literally just peacefully allowing people into the Capitol.
What we know
or
is
shooting
that
into peaceful crowds.
850 people have been convicted of crimes.
But the reality is many of them were convicted before that information was released.
And do you think that former President Trump has anything to do with this?
No, because you're bringing up a really good point, and your audience and everybody deserves to know the truth about
so she can talk.
Normally, there's a rule in constitutional law. It's called the Brady Rule. You have to turn over exculpatory evidence to the other side. In this case, it wasn't turned over because the DOJ said Congress was sitting on it. Now Congress has released it.
Okay. I wanna move on from this because clearly you're whooping my ass in this part of the debate. So can I please? I got somebody in my ear. Yeah. I'm trying to change the topic right now. Trust me, I am. He's doing a damn good job. Yeah, he surprised me too. I did not know that he was going to mention that. Me neither. Okay, what else should I talk about? Huh? Should I talk about George Floyd? No. What should I talk about? I need to talk about something. I need to change something. I need to change the topic to something real quick. Please give me something. Somebody give me something in my ear. I don't like that one. He's going to be better than me on that one. Give me something else. He's trying to give her an opportunity to actually have a discussion. Picture that. Adults having an objective discussion. He's trying. But she's like, no, okay, forget all that. I'm not winning this. Let's move on to something else. Trash, man.
That's why I said I would pardon many of those peaceful protesters because
I want to go to something else that you said.
Of course you do.
It's not a left or right issue. I think this is a civil libertarian issue.
I want to go to something else that you said that I think is really important to explore, and that is the great replacement theory.
Yeah.
That, I'm sure you know, is a theory that has been adopted by white supremacists who believe that people of color, Jews, are trying to overtake the white people in America. It has been used in mass murders from not even just America, worldwide.
You guys have just brought a lot of people that have mean a lot of different things. But I will be very specific about what I meant because I posted this yesterday, even before this debate. I've been very precise, and I'd encourage people to look at 10 hard truths I posted yesterday, including that video footage from Jan 6 for our last discussion. People should view it. Look at the video I posted yesterday of Biden and Mayorkas 10 years ago expressly discussing, and these are Biden's words, not mine, about non-white populations exceeding white populations in the U.S. through immigration, and that being not a bad thing, his words, not mine. I think we should be able to have this conversation in the open without using fringe theories.
But when you use the term great replacement theory, that is exactly what that refers to. But you understand that that term is something that evokes anti-Semitism, and it
evokes piece of this. I'm against anti-Semitism, and I've spoken accordingly.
But people who have,
but I think we also have to admit the truth of what's happening, Dana.
But
this is coming through Biden's own words.
This is being used
10 years ago.
Yo, he is kicking her butt. Dana Bash, that's her name. Dana Bash, that's her name because he just now said Dana. Is Dana Bash. Yeah, that's who she is. And she's trying to get him stuck on that term, but he's trying to school her on something that she should be extremely knowledgeable about already. I mean, if your job is to interview people about these topics, You should be the authority when it comes to speaking on them. You should know when someone is telling you something that is true or false and how to acknowledge it and move forward in the conversation. Clearly, she's not capable of doing that, man. It's crazy.
For killings in Buffalo, for killing in Poway, California.
If it was a Republican saying the same things that Biden said 10 years ago,
you understand how
somehow you'd call
dangerous
it a
it is?
conspiracy theory.
It's not even just a conspiracy theory. It's dangerous
I disagree. I think what's dangerous is the suppression of open dialogue. Well, look, I think that we need to have more open dialogue in this country. And when you tell people they can't speak, that's when they scream. If you tell people they can't scream or object, that's when they tear things down.
It's the term.
And
Great replacement.
You and I share something in common. We don't want to see violence in this country. I think the way we're going to get there is close the gap between what people will say in private and what they will say in public. Right now, there's a gap between those two things that is as big as I've seen in my lifetime. I think that is dangerous. I think that is a good way to get January 6th being a preview of what's to come in this country, unless we're able to have open conversation without people being labeled
hear great
as a racist
theory,
or a conspiracy theorist or a xenophobe or whatever.
Because of what it means to
me,
people who are
crystal clear. I'm the kid of immigrants. I'm proud of that. Legal immigrants who came to this country. But when the Democratic Party and Biden, the leader of the Democratic Party now, as recently as 10 years ago with Mayorkas sitting at his side, expressly talking about non-white populations exceeding white populations, that being a good thing, and immigration policies they've advanced to achieve that result, remain in Mexico, which they're not enforcing, let's have that debate rather than saying this is a dog whistle, this is going to cause violence. What I'm worried about is that we are going to have, I would say, I want to be careful in the way I speak about this because I don't want to get to a place about violence. We're skating on thin ice as a country right now. But as a leader, it is important to give people the permission to say in public what they'll otherwise say in private. A lot of it grounded in truth.
I like that.
To be able to have that debate without labeling somebody
ask you one question,
a xenophobe or a racist. Or a denier or anything else.
Let's just say, and I'm not going to use the term anymore because it is a dog whistle for.
Okay, she wants to stay on it being a dog whistle, and she want to continue to say dog whistle, dog whistle, dog whistle, dog whistle. Y'all know what a dog whistle is? Why do we always want to remind people of something being a dog whistle? We're playing on the psychology of people by being racist while not trying to be racist. We're being discriminatory by trying to act like we're not discriminatory. You know, people know, like, we pay attention to things that seem to be off, and we ask questions, or we address it, or we ignore it. But it's almost like it's her job to keep you on that right there. Like, let's talk about something that make me look good. Please, let's talk about something that make Biden look good. And honestly, there is nothing to make Biden look good. You know what Biden is doing right now to try to look good? He's spending money that U.S. don't have. He was like, oh, I'll forgive $5 billion of these loans and $5 billion of that, and I'll forgive $5 billion, and I'll do $5 billion, and yeah, more money. Where are we getting this damn money? He is a horrible businessman. And I honestly wish that he was not, because he's the president of the United States. I don't think any of us watching this right now want Biden to fail. We actually want him to do a great job. He's the president. We want him to do great. But when somebody is doing a trash job and we're constantly protecting him and not holding them accountable, that only makes matters worse in any situation. I don't know of one situation where we can constantly ignore the bad and just focus on the good and have something positive come from it. I don't know if that's possible. But for some strange reason, we do it for Biden because he's old.
People out there who are looking for reasons to go after people of color and Jews. But
let's just disagree on the importance of airing discussion.
Let's just assume that was something that was happening. Is that so wrong?
What's up,
what's wrong with people
First of all,
of color?
let me just pause right there.
Being a majority in this
Let me
country.
just pause right there. This is a legitimate discussion for us to have, but we can't have it both ways. To say that this is something that we're actually advocating for, it's an express policy, and we acknowledge that it's part of an express policy objective. Then let's actually get to the debate about whether this is good or not for the country, right? And so I embrace that, but thank you for getting to a useful place rather than just saying anybody who's saying this. If a person on the right says it, it's a theory. If a Democrat says it's immigration policy. And my view is I don't care about skin color. I could care less for skin color.
Just
Do you
go
share the
back to
ideals of this
Charlottesville.
country?
The Jews will not replace us.
Do you
comes
share-
from the great replacement theory. I know you have to go, but just go back and look at that and think about.
And I would say go back and look at air for the people that are watching this, the videos that Mike Johnson has released of Capitol Police allowing them in. We should be able to at least have that debate in the open, and air the video of Biden saying exactly what otherwise is described as a conspiracy theory with Mayorkas 10 years ago. Let's have honest debate. We can disagree, but don't label somebody a insurrectionist or a racist or a denier or anything else as a way of silencing debate. We should talk about it on the merits. And that last question you asked is exactly what many Republicans also want to be debating in the open, whether or not
I agree.
they agree.
Merits, facts, that's what we need to be doing.
Amen.
And
So show the videos, and I think that'll be good for the viewers.
All right. Thank you.
You don't agree, Dana Bash. How could you possibly sit there and say that you agree when clearly you was not accepting anything that was facts and truth the entire time you was talking to Vivek? You wanted to just write him off as conspiratorial. You wanted to just constantly put something else in front of his face that can take y'all away from that conversation because he was kicking your back pockets. Like he was kicking your back pockets so bad you would think that your pants was on fire and he was just trying to save you. Like, look, your pants on fire. I'm gonna kick you in your ass. Try to put it out. Yeah, please kick my back pockets. Kick my back pockets, please. Dana Bash, you failed. He kicked your butt, man.